Namaste, Galactic family. Welcome back to the channel IndigoAngel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you can continue to receive my messages. And as always, thank you for your continued love and support of my channel. And if you enjoy the content on my channel, don't forget to comment and share this video so others can find out about my work. And today I have a cosmic energy update for the Orion Soul Collective and Orion Starseeds for April 22nd, 2021, as we are coming into quite a few Pleiadian and also Aldebaran planetary markers. So a lot of this fifth dimensional truth is being revealed, and this is somewhat of an urgent message, and I felt that it was necessary to share my findings with you all, as we are very much on the verge of cracking major mysteries of royal galactic transport, UFO activity, disclosure, intergalactic warfare status, and space battles to defend the universe from invasions, as we continue to trek on from the Pegasi, radial intelligences and colonization hives, and these things that are further propagating the transhumanism on the planet, and the sciences that are indeed expanding us to interplanetary systems, into habitable zones, and further pushing humanity to achieve these interstellar communication systems. Hence why we have Elon Musk running around doing all of the crazy things that he is doing. But essentially, my message today is about a secret planetary entrance system that is underwater for the Orion Collective, as this is very important because most of this warfare is playing out in Orion, okay? The Anunnaki have been using this underwater planetary entrance system since after the deluge. The original pantheon that seeded the three Abrahamic religions. This is where they are entering and exiting through underwater passage systems, which I'm going to tell you where that is in this galactic energy update. So thank you all for being here and diving into the shenanigans with me today. But I just wanted to let you all know as well, this will be my last energy update for about 2 weeks, as I will be having to attend to some linear 3D work over the next couple of weeks, and there's just no getting out of this stuff. So I will probably not be putting out a video for about 2 weeks, but don't worry guys, I have new content in the works. I've been getting a lot of information and have been preparing for some big updates upon my return regarding the Ark of the Covenant, more on the UK seals from the last Cosmic Grid update that I just put out. So I am highly considering designing a session that will become available for those draconic seal removals at some point, as we have cleansed ourselves more thoroughly of the Jehovian Anunnaki seals, but the Dracos have left an extensive amount of seals themselves, so we'll be diving into some of that to come on my channel, and also diving more into the secret space programs, as a lot is being revealed to me as I crack open these seals, the depth of the seals, and therefore this really starts to tie into the Navy SEALs on a lot of levels. So many of you in this soul egregore, this collective, this spiritual capsule of knowledge, essentially all of you are really tuned into a lot of the interstellar planetary programs that are running on this planet according to matrix systems, overlays, interlays, and planetary designs, and congregation of colonization, central intelligence agencies essentially on the planet. And so all of you are really tuned into that information, That's why today this message is for all of my Betelgeuse natives, the original Orions, Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka natives, original Orions, Mesa natives, Bellatrix natives, and if there are any Rigel, original angelic Orions out there, please drop a comment. Let me know you are here, because the last time I checked in on Rigel, they had about 6 to 8 of the most malevolent races in their system through the supposed stairway to heaven, or what is called the Gate of Man, at about 860 T light years away. And enclosed in that synthetic plasmic shield, in Rigel, we have aggressive reptilians, Orion, Draconians, Greys, and Zetas. Really, we have this all through the Orion system, as many of you know. So that's why I was calling out to the original Orions here today, because those of you who have taken those guardian contracts in this incarnation and are working cohesively with coalitions and treaties to bring forth wholeness, light, and love, and ultimately to be exposing darkness and bringing more things to light. Transcending a lot of polarity on this planet is the Orion mission, essentially. But within Rigel and a lot of the other systems, and it's all through the Orion system, it's not just Rigel, right? It's also Mintaka. We have an extensive gray community in Mintaka. We have, we have them all over the system. Mesa, Bellatrix, and so really it's the entire Orion system is hosting colonization, logistics, and powerful galactic military presence. The most powerful galactic military presence in the entirety of our universal systems. And to be honest with you, I am not sure if anyone has ever actually gone to Rigel and actually made it back alive from this system. So like I said, drop a comment, because it is that tumultuous in Rigel. Bellatrix also, like I said, hosting reptilians. They have been known to be in liaisons with Teos alliances and also deeply embedded into the Ashtar Command. But, the Ashtar Command has the most extensive fleet of starships over the Western Hemisphere. They say there is a group out of the Ashtar Command, though. They are they are 144,000 group that they call themselves the Eagles. So this is probably the best the Ashtar Command can provide at this time, as many of these beings don't really identify with any planet or race whatsoever, which makes them highly neutral, non-biased when it comes to interplanetary warfare, as they are kind of serving similarly to as cosmic midwives in the planetary ascension process, assisting the birthing processes of planetary ascension and all her labor pains. But essentially, these 144 beings may be Bellatrix natives, and they would fall under the original Orion's label of benevolency. So those who incarnated as Orion warriors, again, like I said, working in the light aspect of things. Very dualistic in this system, right? Just it's the most complex, the most diverse, the most populated incarnates here on the planet, given starseed and also reptilian and other alien species, races on the planet. They are essentially the freedom fighters, my Robin Hoods, my reincarnated Templar Knights, and my whistleblowers. So this message is for you, Orion, because essentially what I have got on here to tell you guys today is that there is an Orion Stargate that has opened with high military Navy SEAL involvement from several other countries. So you may have been tuning into the Navy SEALs recently and what they're up to, as it's just like a giant radar that's just going off, because we have world military powers such as US, Russia, and China that are operating under particular mission codes called the Global Intelligence Files, Mission Galactic Freedom, Project BlackWATER, and Seagate, because the Orion Stargate portal that is opening is underwater and has been open since about January 5th, 2010, and has been becoming progressively more open and has begun to basically visibly emit black matter in global radar systems such as NASA. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to leave a link in the description to videos you can essentially check out to visibly see this black matter emitting from this particular Stargate site, this Orion Stargate. And so what I have seen as I watched some of these videos as well is that this location may in fact be a major dock or port into and from the race morphogenetic field of the planet, where we have antimatter coming into matter, antiparticle coming into particle consciousness, where radial and quantum seedings are taking place essentially inside the Earth. The first collective manifestation fields, and essentially what is the subatomic collective fields to the totality of global manifestation fields. So this area through the Aden, this might be the literal gate of man, through the Atom and through the Adamu. Okay, and this is all through this Orion Stargate. All of this is revealed, more information in the processes of disclosure, particularly secret, consistent intel to the global Navy SEAL fleets, primarily, who are guarding this intergalactic Stargate with underwater barriers. Okay, so essentially this Stargate is located in the Gulf of Aden. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a picture up here for you guys so you can take a look at this location. This is considered an Orion Stargate in the Gulf of Aden, and this is in, like I said, in the planetary Orion zone. And so essentially, this is where a lot of intergalactic warfare is playing out planetarily. Like I said before, those global Navy SEAL fleets are guarding this intergalactic Stargate. And I say global Navy SEAL fleets because this is several countries' militarization dispatched to this location. There are several countries' underwater barriers. So what are they guarding here? Essentially, this interdimensional portal is the same Stargate that the Anunnaki are using and have used since the deluge. Okay, and this Stargate is actually about 7 miles deep down within the sea, and this is the same Stargate that the Anunnaki were using, guys. It's because the Gulf of Aden that leads in through a canal. So we have this canal here, you can see in the picture, and this runs into the Red Sea, and it runs all the way up to the Sinai Peninsula, essentially, at the 30-degree parallel north horizontal ley line. Okay, and this is where the Anunnaki had their spaceport, here in this area here. This is where all of the nuclear warfare supposedly took place 6,000 years ago. But this is where they had their new mission control centers, their landing corridors. This is where they had special ops in Cedar Mountains in Lebanon. And so all of this comes through galactic military vessels through the passage of Aden. And not only are the Anunnaki using this portal for things like getting viral intelligences to and from their mission control centers and biogenetic laboratories in the Cedar Mountains, where essentially they are running Nazi-style genetic experiments. Where do we think that these biogenetic laboratories have originally gotten their information from? At least the ones in China. essentially. Okay, so a lot of this is coming from the Cedar Mountains. And this is also where they are, through this Stargate, is where they are conducting Royal Galactic Transport. There's a lot of heightened UFO activity. And this is where disclosure discrepancy projects are beginning to take their first-hand account of things, right? This is where things are getting silenced, essentially. This is where intergalactic warfare training and guerrilla galactic warfare training is taking place underwater. Also this is happening here, particularly for space battles to defend the universe from invasions that a lot of galactic readers and global readers and astrologists are beginning to predict that there's some sort of 12-year war that is playing out in the Orion systems. And I really feel that this is why the other day that I was picking up on that descent of that blue ray descending into the earth over the next 12 years, so 2032, and for the purpose of the Ark of the Covenant to open, which was to essentially assist with the stopping of the quarantine frequencies on the earth, right? Because the earth is essentially in a quarantine frequency. And so these invasions are getting a hand on things because the light is being siphoned at this time. A lot of the light is being hijacked. It is still, the state of the world is in a state of collective fear predominantly, and therefore miracles are needing to play out right now. Like I said, opening of the Ark of the Covenant. And so this is creating more potential from invasions from those Orion systems, from those negative agendas and negative aliens. And so a lot's coming through this Stargate portal right now, guys. This is why black matter is emitting through this Stargate portal. Essentially, there have been seen hundreds of large cigar warships. This is said to have been seen. Yes, and a lot of this information really is intel that's come through revelations by a guy named William Tompkins, who was a young Navy recruit who basically became a career aerospace engineer. And so he has been on a notable list of individuals who have given disclosure about the things that the U.S. Navy basically had established in a lot of top secret espionage programs, and so a lot of this information on the Stargate, the Orion Stargate, in the passage of Aden, essentially has been, or the Gulf of Aden, has basically come through this Navy SEAL Intellist, which is very interesting. Also wanted to notate that it's said that this galactic war is actually between Orions and Sirians. Nibirians are involved, and Dracos are involved, and a lot of the negative agendas are involved at this time. So there are at least 6 malevolent races at this time, including Draconians, that are working within these cigar warships that have been said to actually have been seen underwater going through the Gulf of Aden. I keep saying Aden, whatever, the pronunciation is, I guess I'm slaughtering it just a bit, so sorry guys. But these warships, they essentially cloak and become visible and then invisible. So this is how they've maintained discrepancy underwater. This is why the Navy SEALs have had to build underwater barriers to block this gulf. And then the SEAL ships actually stay behind the barriers to guard this Stargate portal. They said this is the main underwater Stargate portal, essentially, and the second underwater Stargate portal for the Orions is located in Miami, Florida area, where essentially they can gain better access to the Bermuda Triangle. And I know what you're saying, guys, but Indy, don't you know the Anunnaki left in ships a long time ago? And what I say to that is no, they just essentially transitioned in the way they enter and exit this matrix system. So there's been a lot more technology that's been developed, and discrepancy is key. And so a lot of this is coming through the Orion Stargate in the Gulf of Aden, because I feel they are using this particular Stargate also to transport royals, galactic royals. And so the Orion Queen and the Orion royals from Nibiru and her offspring, because of this interstellar conflicts that are raging, they are trying to protect Anunnaki royal bloodlines once again. They're also trying to protect fifth element like alchemicals that will be needed in the future to save humanity and save other habitable planetary zones, essentially. But they're trying to basically protect alchemicals that they have discovered and created throughout the universe as alchemists and as philosopher. The philosopher's stone continues, right? Essentially, it's where this passageway is where they are transporting their extraterrestrial substances to be experimented here on Earth. I actually just read something the other day that they were going out in the middle of nowhere and exploding off different types of substances and unknown chemicals to see what would happen, what's going to be the reaction. Okay, so they bring things here to experiment here on Earth with humans, and so they're bringing stuff in through this canal. This is the opening of the Adamu, of Adam, of Aden, and it's where they are getting permissions for a lot of these things to come into the Earth field. Also, it's one of the reasons why that Galactic salvage team last week had to free that colossal container ship that got stuck for nearly a week in the Suez Canal. Essentially, that was at the high northern end of the Red Sea. And so, they're doing these things as distraction, attention away from what's really being brought in through the Red Sea. Okay, so it's distraction tactics because, and this is alien related because, if the humans had it their way, there is no way they'd be halting billions of dollars a day in their maritime commerce to prevent and deflect other things from happening. So there's different materials, and also, like I said, the Orion Queen, okay? The Orion Queen and Orion Royals from Nibiru. These are hybrids that they're trying to protect through this area. So a lot of intelligence is coming in, and also a lot of inorganic matter, okay? That's why we have Shiva out front of the CERN building, is because that represents that inorganic matter. That is where they're taking this inorganic matter, is to CERN, viral mutations. They're bringing in new viruses from Venus, most likely, and also up from Antarctica as well. And like I said, they're experimenting on these substances, and some of the inorganic matter, they are giving to CERN. And so I know you guys know about CERN. CERN is basically responsible for the Hadron Collider, where they're messing with gravity and antiparticle, and they're also, CERN has access to this passageway. CERN has been granted access to the Stargate portal for more experimentation, and so essentially there's just a lot that's going on here. And what's interesting is when I was looking into CERN even more, is that they're saying that Germany and the United Kingdom are essentially the greatest financial contributors to CERN, which would be the Draco capitals of the world. So a lot of these invasions are going through Draco central intelligence agencies, essentially overall. And so a lot of this galactic warfare that's playing out, and a lot that's coming through is most likely in the hands of Draco at this point. Orion Starseeds, I just wanted to transmit this message for you today. I felt it was highly important. This is highly encoded. And keep an eye out, Orion Starseeds, because you may be being recruited at this time in dream space and meditation, and on the astral planes to come and fight battles or assist in battles that you may have been a part of in the past, in the Akashic records and your past lifetimes, where they're trying to re-recruit you for certain things. So don't get caught up in any type of entrapment or any type of veils of dissolution and destruction at this point. So just stay vigilant, Orion Starseeds, and stay true to your sovereignty. And I will be reporting more on this Stargate as I receive more information. And I hope everyone is doing well. If you would like to come on over to IndigoAngel222.com for Starseed Origin reading, or any of my other interactive services, a J seal removal or an AMP session, Advanced Avatar Master Practices. I would love to hear from you. Also, please feel free to join my Patreon, patreon.com/IndigoAngel, where I do have plenty of visualizations for expanding consciousness. Okay, guys, so I hope all is well, and I will see you on the next video.